Hey, kindergarten and first grade friends, grab out your time packet. Today we're going to do a little bit activity talking about minutes and hours, talking about a clock, and doing just one page in here. So a quick and simple thing, but also activity to do afterwards. So yesterday we talked about things that took a second, a minute, and an hour.
That was Friday.
That was Friday. Oh yes,
because Monday was the field trip.
Because it's all blending together. So today we're going to talk about things that take minutes or things that take hours. So not just 1 minute, but minutes or hours. And I found some that we didn't get to talk about that were over there. And then I'll tell you what the challenge is. All right, so the first one, eating a cupcake. How long will it take you? Minutes or an hours? Or hours? I would hope minutes. Yeah, I'll move that. So there's the eating a cupcake. Oh, this is a good one. Licking a lollipop. Depends on how big a lollipop, but just a regular little dum-dum type one, probably minutes. By the time I stop licking, sometimes I start chewing it.
I'm terrible. I always bite into them too.
So, this is going to the dentist. No one's done that for a while. That probably would take some hours or not, because by the time you get in the car, get to the dentist, get to see the dentist, and then go home. Ooh, singing a song. Have you been practicing your graduation song in sign language?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Can't wait. I need to practice too because it's been a while. But singing a song probably take minutes, not hours. Oh, see, look at, I'm gonna have to just go in front. All right, then we have, ooh, this is a good one. Haven't done this in a while. Flying on a plane.
Aww.
Minutes or hours?
Usually hours.
All right, here's a good one. Camping out at night.
Oh, that's a fun one.
That is a fun one. Has anyone done that in their backyard yet?
Oh, I bet some friends have.
Camp out in your backyard. Minutes, that would not be as fun. Hours, absolutely. So that would take an hour. Going on a road trip, driving somewhere, minutes or hours.
You drive to your campsite.
Exactly. They go together. Take an hour to get there and then camp for hours. And then the last one, I think, washing your dog. Dog wouldn't like it so much for an hour in the water.
I feel like it takes me hours to wash my dogs.
It doesn't take like minutes, but it takes less than an hour, I guess.
Yeah.
But you will one at a time.
Yeah.
Washing your dog.
No, it just feels like a long time because they don't like it.
So those are some things. So your challenge is to find things like you had written down. Do some things that take a second. Do some things that take a minute. Maybe let mom and dad for 1 minute. Just be quiet. That's what we would have done in the classroom. Can we be quiet for 1 minute? Try it. It's hard, especially when you're looking at everyone. And then do something that could take hour or hours, depending on what it is. So plan some of those activities doing that. All right, so today's project will need a pencil or a crayon or a marker, a glue stick, and scissors. And before we get into that, we're going to talk about parts of a clock. So when you have a clock, whether it's this one here that we have in the classroom or the one that you read in the classroom or in your house, find all the clocks in your house, because at some point you're going to go on a hunt. I was upside down. Who remembers what this kind of clock is called, where it shows the numbers and you don't even have to think about what time it is? This is a digital clock, and this is called an analog clock. So everybody say digital clock, and everybody say analog clock. This one is a analog clock. So Ty's calling. Not now. So this is an analog clock, and it has a face. So the clock is called a face of the clock, and it has two hands, and then it also has that second hand that this one doesn't have. The smaller hand is the hour, and the way that is easy to remember is hour is the shorter word if you're looking at the letters in the word, and minute is the longer hand, and it's the longer word. So that's a way that you can try and remember. And so when the minute hand moves every second, slowly the hour hand moves, if you can see that. And then once it's gone a whole hour, it's on the next one. Then you go another hour, and the hour hand moves and moves and moves until it gets to the next hour. So that's kind of the gist of the clock. So when you are keeping track of time, you usually have a schedule. Like if we were in school, we would come to school at a certain time, we would have snack at a certain time, we would have lunch at a certain time. So we were always, remember, Miss Beth and I would look at the clock. Well, we got 5 more minutes and we're going to do snack. So that helps you keep track of things so you don't just go all day. So you're going to make your first clock face. So this one's just going to be on the piece of paper. This is our practice. So your job is to, you can tear out this page if you want to, because you're going to cut out the numbers, you're going to cut out little circles, and you're going to put them in order. So at the top of the clock, it starts with, if you look at that, with the bigger number of all of them, so 12. But then after that, or you can start here and go 1, just make sure 1 is not on the top one. So then you go from 1 and you go all the way to 12. Luckily, makes it easier is they have the spots where the circles go. The hardest part sometimes is making the clock without the circles. It's a good challenge. What I do is I always do the top and bottom and left and right, and then I fill in the numbers. But they did it already for you by putting the circles. So that's all you're doing today, is just looking to see that face of the clock. When you do this and when you're all finished, I want you to look at either a digital clock or an analog clock and have mom and dad help you and write the time. So you're going to draw in the hour hand and the minute hand when you finished, when you're all done with the clock, and write in that time so you know when you finished it. And maybe you can even see how long it took you. Start a timer and see how long it takes to cut and glue on, and then write the time of when you finished. And that's all we're doing today. So good practice, because tomorrow we are going to be starting the makings of your own clock. So you were sent a yellow piece of construction paper and 2 in your Ziploc bag, a red and blue piece of paper, and a brad. We are going to use those tomorrow when we make our clock. So that's it for today. Have fun, and we'll see you later.